Hello guys, welcome back to our video. In the background you'll be seeing some pre-recorded races from the current NHL MP2 which happened, which started 1 day ago on Tuesday or Thursday, and yeah, it features all Koenigsegg cars except for the Absolute, but it's pretty fun MP, and I definitely want to make another video for next week with it. The races, they're a bit bad at first, but yeah, they get progressively a bit better, so hope you enjoy them. But what I wanted to do in this video is just talk about some flaws in the ALU updates, and what I mean by that is that there are some features that might be a bit forgotten or unfinished, perhaps. A few of them are, or just they don't appear at all, and it's one of the first videos that I have a list. I usually don't script them, but yeah, for this video I have a list of features that I want to mention. And yeah, the very first one, which is one that I I remember, but it seems that basically everyone forgot about it, is that when they were about to launch ALU, in one of the videos where they will talk about the game, there is the feature of multiplayer rounds, which is basically 6 month rounds that and based on how well you will do on these rounds, you will get some rewards. Now it's not clear how it worked and whatever, but yeah, it was meant to be put in the game. And in fact, if you check the MP1 titles, the names for the MP1 seasons, they are always like winter round or summer round or bonus round. And so it was meant to be put in the game, but it seems that either they forgot or they just were like, nah, we're not putting it into the game or whatever. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, everyone forgot about it except for me. So yeah, I'm always the only one bringing it up in some conversations. But yeah, I wish they would put it. They would have actually have put it in the game. You know, at the time the rewards were even better, with the Venom F5 being featured in the MP packs. And honestly, it's kind of funny because in the last hotfix announcement, they were like, we wanted to make MP a bit more competitive, and so that's why they had put they lowered the position requirement. What I mean is that it went from being top 10k for the small rewards to top 2.5k, and so they had increased the amount of grind you would have to do in MP to get those position rewards. But now they've increased it, and it's 25. The first position reward is for top 25k. I think that if they really wanted to make MP competitive, they should really think about bringing this feature that they had announced and never put in the game. And yeah, because if people knew about it, then maybe they would actually try a bit in MP. Because honestly, nowadays there is barely any reason to do so. And yeah, the other one is that Team Pursuit, and I was worried because I think last year, yeah, they mentioned in the roadmap, I think, that they wanted to change it, but in the end they never did. And yeah, they added a few more tracks recently, but yeah, I think it should have been a bit different. I had in one video long ago mentioned how it could be a bit changed to where you would have more races in each race, kind of like Asphalt 8, which has, I think, 12 players lobbies at this point. But yeah, having more players for the security team to KD, which makes it more fun because I remember that Private Syndicate 6, I think, where it was the first time we have seen that mode. It was very fun, but it's because you were able to get a lot of KD chains. So yeah, you had a lot of action going on there. But in the regular Team Pursuit mode, it feels a bit stale at times because it can be hard to get KDs. So there should be like more people, and the maximum KDs would be increased to like 10 or 15. But yeah, those are changes that I already had mentioned in a previous video. And the biggest one is that it should go back to being a regular mode. At the start of ALU, yeah, it was also kind of random how they put it, but nowadays it's just one time each season. This should be a weekend mode. It really should be just a weekend mode that you can play at any weekend. So it appears way more frequently. If they want to nerf a bit the milestones, yeah, sure. But because having it 4 times each season would get a lot more rewards. But yeah, they need to bring it back more frequently, and maybe make the milestones a bit less, so that you don't really feel forced to play it if you don't want. And yeah, they also need to experiment a bit more with the cars, maybe. Because yeah, it would be very silly to find Venom F5 in there. It would be very interesting to see some really fast cars in there. But yeah, the next one is optimization, which I find kinda lacking. And I had mentioned in a previous video, actually very long ago. That there should be an optimization update every summer, because during summer, the devices get very hot, and yeah, I don't think they optimize the game that frequently. But I think at least during every summer it should get a bit of an optimization, but not really just during summer, just in general, because even in times where my phone wasn't overheating, the game just lags. It's not a stable 60 FPS. The game at random times has some very small freezes or lags, and that sucks, because if you don't have a really powerful device, then you're probably gonna almost never get 60 FPS, or it's gonna feel a bit choppy, the gameplay. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal in my opinion, and I don't think it gets mentioned enough. So yeah, and yeah, the current situation of MP1, yeah, going back to the first mention, which was the MP round mention, and this one has been mentioned in the hotfix patch notes or whatever, the announcement, and they are going to taking a look at MP1, I think maybe even rewards, but yeah, they want to balance out the ranks and everything. How it was based on mostly on car ranks, because a lot of C-class cars are at like 4K rank, and so you will have the Ferrari, what is it, GTB, the high-end C-class one, be paired with Huracan Evo, for example. Not sure if this is the case, but you get it. They are both at nearly 4K rank, and so they will be put together, because it seems that they didn't really know, because it was mentioned by another YouTuber that maybe I didn't really remember this, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the old devs which worked when it was still A9 had left or were fired, and so yeah. So yeah, it seems that they don't really know how to place the cars, but now they'll be kind of taking a look at that, and hopefully they won't really be basing that just on rank, but actual performance. You know, not seeing a Panamera Turbo S in C class being put against F1 LM, you know, that type stuff. You know. So yeah, and they also were mentioning about Evos. So yeah, hopefully MP1 gets big change, and maybe the game will be a bit more fun finally. But yeah. Again, Evo, I think you can just put in the same category, whatever. Yeah, VIP is also a feature that, yeah, they put it and then they just kind of forgot about it. Yeah, they put the VIP points in events, but they haven't really done anything with it. I think the VIP feature has way more potential to just. It is a bit more potential. There could be like VIP events where, based on your VIP level, you could get access to some more rewards or some special rewards, like a random TLE each season, which might get you a couple of blueprints and tokens for the cars. You know, maybe you have VIP 10 and there is a driver syndicate. Maybe you get like 5 or 10 blueprints of the A class car or whatever is like the fourth to last car. So yeah, that's one example of what they could do. There is of course a lot more, but maybe a whole video explaining it would be a bit better. But yeah, just wanted to throw it there. I think the VIP has more potential, even to expand some more levels, and yeah, not sure how to explain it, but yeah, they could do a bit more with it, because it doesn't have a lot of use, honestly, unless you're like VIP 10 and you can grind currents and stuff without having to play the races. But yeah, it could be expanded to have some more features. And private lobbies, which is another thing that was mentioned in the 2025 roadmap, and they said that they were going to add what is it? Yeah, a team pursuit to private lobbies. There isn't really much to say about private lobbies, but they were going to add team pursuit and maybe other modes along that, or other ways to play in private lobbies, and they never really did it. Now I know that roadmaps aren't meant to take like something that's gonna happen, but still I feel that this could do a bit of improvements to private lobbies, because it doesn't really feel like some more casual teams of the game there is much use of private lobbies. It seems that it's just mostly aliens practicing or racing together, but I haven't really used that private lobby feature in a while. So yeah, definitely could get a bit of a change. And yeah, the garage and the graphics is the next one. And if you remember, if you played ALU back then, it was way different, the garage, the graphics and the UI in general. I mean, the UI was pretty bad because the daily tasks and stuff like that, they were not really convenient. Like you had to go to the menu to click on them. You didn't have them at the top. But I'm not trying to talk about the UI, but the garage. Now I don't think the current garage is ugly, especially at higher graphics. It still has some pretty nice colors that aren't too, like, how to say it, but I don't know how to say it, but yeah, there aren't some bad colors, but I think that it's way different from how it was in ALU, and it looked way better back at the start. And I know that they had to do some changes for optimization or stuff. There was a reason for all these changes, but it kind of sucks because the rush looked pretty nice back then, and yeah, doesn't feel the same way. Yeah, not really able to explain my points well right now. Oh man, sometimes I kind of struggle for some specific points. And yeah, the daily tasks were also meant to be changed. Again, I think that was on the roadmap, so not really guaranteed. But yeah, I wish they actually did that. If you play NI in China, you know that they did this a long time ago, where if instead of getting 15 tokens for doing 6 daily tasks, you get a pack, and the pack could have a key for a car, the nitro effects, or a decal. At first it was the SCG 007, the A-class one. Now it's the Countach, so they also added a nitro effects, and yeah, there are also a lot of tokens. You can even get 88 tokens or 68, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, I wish they did something. They also did that in ALU, in Survey. At first when I heard that when I saw that in roadmap, I was like, yes, finally we might be able to, you know, get the Mustang Mach-E or the December tier S, because at now I don't think there are any key cars in the MP1 rewards, but back then, a few months ago even, or at the start of 2025, there were quite a bit of key cars featured in MP rewards, and I thought, yeah, the daily tasks rework could be pretty nice. You could maybe get the keys for these cars in the daily tasks pack. You know, you could get like the key of the Deus Vayan, but yeah, that hasn't happened, so I think it's kind of a wasted potential. And yeah, they could also put VIP points in there as well, you know. But there is again, just like VIP, there is something that could be done for daily tasks. So yeah, in the next one was going to be the game economy, because they had announced it a while ago that they were going to do it, and I wrote this before they made the hotfix announcement. But yeah, they said that they were going to look into that, and they hadn't talked about it in a while, and so I put it in the list. And like the next day or 2 days after, they come up with this hotfix. So yeah, I guess so yeah, basically they're going to take a look at the game economy, and it's nice to know that they actually still thinking about that. And yeah, they did actually do something for now. They buffed the instant credits that you can get. Man, my mouth is dry, I can't talk, but yeah, they buffed the credits you can buy with tokens in the section of the shop, and you know, you now can get like 5 million credits for 3,000 tokens. Not a good deal, of course, but maybe in times where you're struggling, like there is maybe a special hunt, it could be useful, you know. I guess it will be useful in some in some rare occasions, so that's still pretty nice, because man, getting like 800 or 1.7 million credits for 6,000 tokens, man, that was really bad. Yeah, I don't think anybody actually would have bought that. And last but not least, an unfinished feature, not sure, but it's the controller tilt support, which as of now is available only on iOS devices, MacBook, or even iPad, or I think even iPhone. If you play on Windows and Android, you don't get to use tilt controls for your controller. You only get the normal controller option. You know, it's this kind of thing that I think it's that type of thing that Apple gets it first. You know, they get the features first. It's kind of like when the games have a beta and the beta is available only on iOS at first, but then maybe it comes to Android. I think it's kind of the same case. They put it for iOS first, and then they would have maybe put it in Windows and Android later, but then they forgot. That is just my theory. Not sure if there is that's the reason or what. I think it's a forgotten feature for that case, but yeah, I wish they will. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish we could have that option for controller even on Android and Windows, because especially for Android, since it doesn't have dead zones, it will be really useful to have controller tilt support on controller, because you wouldn't have to deal with the issue of not having dead zones. So yeah, I'm not sure how many races I recorded. I might have to record a bit more, but yeah, let me know what do you think about it. Maybe you can put in the comments some feature that you also think they forgot or something. No, that can be put in this list. I wanted to mention these features because I think they matter, and it sucks that some features are kind of unfinished or forgotten, and I wanted to. And since not many people talk about them, I wanted to shed some light on them. So yeah, you can let me know in the comments what you think about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Tonight.